namandas, 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 namandas. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the November 15th Sunday service at the Monterey Buddhist Temple, streamed virtually. I'd like to welcome everybody that took the time to tune in with us this morning, and we'll start our service off with a opening reading. Please join me in Gassho. We can never obtain peace in the outer world until we make peace with ourselves. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. We will now do chanting the Sanbujo on page 24 of the Purple Service Book, followed by the Jusei on page 93. Gagon Chosegan Hishi Mujodo Shigan Fumanzo Seifujo Shoga Ga Omuyoko Fui Dai Seshu Fusai Shobingu Seifujo Shoga Gashi Jobutsudo Myosho Chojipo Kukyo Myishomon Seifujo Shogak Ryoku Jinshonen Joeshu Bongyo Shigumu Jodo Isho Teninshi Jinriki Endaiko Fusho Musaido Shoujo Sankumyo Kosai Shunyakunan Kaihichi Enyen Meshi Kon Moan Heisokusho Akudo Sudatsu Zenshumon Koshojo Manzo Iorojipo Nichigatsu Shujuki Tenko Onpugen Ishukai Hozo Koseku Dokuho Jo Odai Shuchu Seppo Shishiku Kuyo Isai Bus Gusoku Shutokuhan Gan Eshitsu Joman Toku Isangayo Nyobutsu Mugechi Sudatsumi Fusho Gangaiku Edrik Toshi Sai Shoson Shiganyakoka Daisen Okando Koku Shotenin To Uchinyoke Namanda Buddha Namandas, 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 namandas. Namo Amidabasu. Namo Amidabasu. Namo Amidabasu. Namandas, namandas, namandas. Please join me in the Gatha, Namo Amidabasu. It's on page 174 of the Purple Book. When life is fair and sunlight gilds the day, when fortune smiles and flowers adorn our way, oft let us pause with grateful hearts to say, Namu Ami Dabutsu. Ere though our way leads neath the darkened sky, and to our love one's pain and death draw nigh, our tears may flow, yet trustingly we cry, Namu Ami Dabutsu. Please join me with the Threefold Refuge on page 10. Difficult is to receive a human form, now we are living it. Difficult is to hear the Dharma of the Buddha, now we hear it. If we do not cross over to the truth in the present life, in what life should we cross over? Let us with sincerity and true reverence take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we, together with all sentient beings, awaken to the great way of enlightenment and to the unsurpassed intent of Amida Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we, together with all sentient beings, enter the storehouse of the Dharma, becoming like wisdom ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we, together with all sentient beings, become units in true accord and harmony with all things. The purest, profound, and wondrous Dharma is rare to encounter. Even in many hundreds, thousands of kalpas, now we are privileged to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teachings. Namo Amidabasu. Namo Amidabasu. Namo Amidabasu. We will now have I will give you a short Dharma talk. And can you please join me in Gasho? Peace does not mean an absence of conflicts. Differences will always be there. Peace means solving these differences through peaceful means, through dialogue, education, knowledge, and through humane ways, the Dalai Lama. Namo Amidabasu. Namo Amidabasu. Namo Amidabasu. Good morning, everyone, again, and I want to thank you again for being here. Yesterday, we had a Zoom meeting with YBA from the Salinas, the temple, and we talked about a few topics with them, and I was very impressed. They showed great insights and some very profound answers. It's always great listening to the youth. Reverend Jay, with his 3 minions, that's what he called us, David, Nick, and myself. I think that we're more like in some kind of indentured servitude, but the format that we talked about was simple, and we got throughout it with a question, and then everybody got a chance to answer it. The first question, and I think one of our very important ones is why do we say the Nembutsu? Why do we say Namo Amida Butsu? And when do we say it? And the answers were from a variety range of things that they talked about. And one of them was it was pretty good because they said, well, one kid says, I just forget about it. And another one said, I don't have time. And the most popular was when we say it as that we're in church during service or at YBA meetings. And start and finish. The kids went on to say that they also, say the Nembutsu when they may go to grandma and grandpa's house or aunt and uncle, and they're in front of the shrine with a family. And it's, so these were the answers that they gave us. And the kids, there's also a couple kids I was really impressed with them. There's one boy and one girl, actually. And they said they say the Nembutsu to center themselves, to kind of relieve stress. And this is just highlighting a few of the answers. And the kids gave us, and they're all really good. And we started at the beginning of the meeting, and Reverend Jay explained, and this is true, is that whatever answer you gave, there was nothing wrong with it. It was always correct, and is what you believe in. So we asked a few more questions because those could be. They answered a few more questions, but some of them could be actually another Dharma talk because we've covered a vast range of questions. So this question is funny because this came from. Every Tuesday, the minister's assistants, we meet online with Reverend Jay and we do some kind of ministerial training. And it may be just, we may read passages, discuss it, we have discussions, but this came about from MA training when we asked about this Reverend Jay, and when I first started going to the temple, it was back in the very early 80s. And at that time, the minister would be doing a service, and in the back of the church, when he said something that was, pretty profound to somebody, but you'd hear a lot of people in the back of the church going, Namandas, 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 and this droning would come from the back of the church. And we're trying to figure out why this stopped, why we don't hear this anymore. And the first thing that comes to my mind was, back in those days, that the services were both in English and Japanese. And it seemed to me at the time we had about an hour of Japanese service and about 5 minutes of English service. So I think it could be that when the people that were doing the Namandas could have been either the Iseis, because back in those days, the Iseis still came to church, and some of the older Nisei. But times have changed. People have changed. As the generations have passed on, the spontaneous Nembutsu, we don't hear this anymore. This brings me to the question, and this is for you out there, and to think about, when do you say the Nembutsu? And I want you to think about when the last time you said it. Was it this morning when you got up? I'm hoping that the last time you said it wasn't a long time ago, it wasn't a short time. But it's been a long time for some, it hasn't for others. It could easily have been this morning before I had breakfast, and you go, Namo Amida Tsu Itadakimasu. It could have been later than the day, but if you say it and recite it anytime during the day, that is okay. A great philosopher once said, and this is what I'm saying is that it could be any time because you come as you are, but a great philosopher said once, I am what I am, and that's all what I am. And everybody's out there going like, was that Freud? Was that somebody else? And I go, no, I'm afraid this was Popeye said this. It was one of my great heroes from my childhood. I always wanted my mother to buy a can of spinach for me. And I'm probably talking to the older people understand, but when I got the can of spinach, it was so gross that I just gave up on that. I always thought it'd make you stronger. We need to realize that the Nembutsu is very important. It's the heart of at our practice. The Nembutsu is also called Ichinen, which is first Nembutsu, or first. Sometimes it's one practice, or sometimes it's referred to as the great practice. The Nembutsu is part of our 18th vow, or the vow of the other power. It is the vow that says that if we say the Nembutsu even 10 times, and we have an entrusting heart, that we will obtain Shinjin, and we will be born in the past into the Pure Land. Remember, when you have Shinjin, it's like the ticket. You're not going back. And the goal of being Buddhist is to become a Buddhist and to be born into the Pure Land. Whatever reason you have to say the Nembutsu, just think of it as a good reason, because there is no bad reason. A few of the kids said it was to bring themselves back to center, and I love this statement. As a Buddhist, we are always, or should be, walking the middle path. And I think that by saying the Nembutsu, we are centering ourselves on the path. We are settling our minds, and we're keeping ourselves self-focused. I want to throw another reason for you to say the Nembutsu today is trying to say it and not smiling. Shinran stated that this practice is the only practice, and we should be concerned with recitation of the Nembutsu with an entrusting or settled mind. It's bringing us one step closer to Shinjin every time we say it. We're going to settle our mind. We're going to start removing things out of our, trying to empty this so that we can become a Buddha. And why do you say the Nembutsu? Or when or do you say the Nembutsu? Anytime or anywhere and any place. I want to remind you, though, that when you're sitting at the slot machines in a casino, saying the Nembutsu is not going to get you a jackpot. You are on your own as a Buddhist, and we know there's no divine intervention. So with that, I'd like to have you join me for a closing reading. Please join me in Gasho. Maturity is learning to walk away from people and situations that threaten your peace of mind, self-respect, values, morals, and self-worth. Namo Amida Tsu. Namo Amida Tsu. Namo Amida Tsu. We will now sing Agatha Okdongsan 2. It's on page 220 of the big purple book. Okay, here we go. shi, shi shu chu shiki no ondoku mo hone su kudakite mo sha shube shi. Namo Amitabha Su. Namo Amitabha Su. Namo Amitabha Su. At this time, we'd like to, I'm going to ask Larry Oda, is there any announcements for Monterey that you need to say? So I'm getting no from the technical crew here. But I do want to say that there will be service next Sunday here at the Monterey Buddhist Temple. I think you're going to have Nick here next week, but I'm not sure. So tune in and find out. And then a reminder, on the 29th, there will be no service. So with that, please join me in Gasho for a closing reading. Every day, think as you wake up. Today, I'm fortunate to have woken up. I'm alive. I have a precious human life. I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to use all of my energies to develop myself, to expand my heart to others, to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all beings. I'm going to have kind thoughts towards others. I'm not going to get angry or think badly about others. I'm going to be patient, or I'm going to benefit others as much as I can. Namo Amitabha Su. Namo Amitabha Su. Namo Amitabha Su. Thank you very much. I appreciate you tuning in. This concludes our Sunday morning service. I do want to thank our production crew, Larry Oda and Hans, this morning. I hope they did a good job. You are the ones that judge of that. I think we're getting better every service. We're learning how to do this, new microphones, how to stream it, how to do it. So I think by the end of the pandemic, we'll be experts, and hopefully by then we can fill this church back up here. I mean, I'm getting a little bit tired of talking to empty seats and not knowing if you're enjoying the service or not. But with that, I say thank you very much, and you all have a good week and stay safe.